Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Before you click off this video, because you see it's got like 2 views and I've got like 3 subscribers, please just continue watching, because if you like these kind of videos, I will be making a lot of them, and all big channels start small. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Today in this video we're going to be talking about someone called Russel Adler. You can see him on screen right now. He is a character in Black Ops 6 and Black Ops Cold War. He was first introduced in Black Ops Cold War, and he's become a fan favourite despite only being in the franchise for quite a little time, only since 2020, which I guess is 5 years now, but he's only been in 2 games, so yeah. But I hope you enjoy this video. I have reasons to believe that he is part of Pantheon, and I'm going to be talking to you about my theory, and just giving you little bits of evidence as to why he might be part of Pantheon, and I hope you enjoy it. So, in this video, I'm going to be covering all aspects of him, about why I think he's a bad guy, ranging from being part of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Black Ops 6, because when I first played Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I did think that he was a bad guy. I thought he was part of Perseus because he is very, very suspicious, and even in the first scene that he's in, he does something that just made me think that he was a bad guy.
You got a rush.
Should have freed the hostages when you had the chance! Hostages? It was never about the hostages. His plan is already underway. You won't be able to stop him this time. Stop who? Perseus.
Bullshit. Perseus is dead.
Dead? All this time and you didn't even know. Perseus will watch the West.
Hudson will want to hear about this. Let's sweep the tarmac for survivors and get to Langley.
Who the fuck is Perseus?
See, that video you just saw was from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This was in the first mission of the campaign, and when I got the game, I had to download the campaign separately. I think a lot of people had to do that, so got the game. Multiplayer and Zombies was already downloaded, but you had to download campaign again. So, and when I downloaded it, I only downloaded the first mission for a lot of it, and then it took ages for the rest to come on. So I did actually replay that mission a million times, so I saw that clip quite a few times. And something that I noticed was that when Arash is talking about Perseus, Adler shoots him, as if he's like trying to stop him from giving information, and he even says, "Hudson, I want to hear about this." So I thought, okay, well, why'd you shoot him then? But anyway, that was suspicious. I know he's not part of Perseus because obviously in the seasonal story afterwards, it's about Stitch trying to get him to become a Perseus sleeper agent. So we know he's not part of Perseus, but I think this just reinforces the idea from Treyarch that he isn't always to be trusted, and that he's not totally a good guy, and he's never totally honest. Furthermore, I believe that when I say he's part of Pantheon, I mean I think he really is a bad guy that is literally working for the other side in Black Ops 6. He is hiding something quite a lot, actually, because he is quite clearly a psychopath. He doesn't show emotions, he doesn't have any sympathy or show empathy for anybody else. So I do think he is a psychopath. Again, he does make a very good villain. I think other things to consider as to why he might be a bad guy include the fact, something that's actually I think is pretty crazy, and that is that if you play as Crimson 1 in Black Ops 6 multiplayer, now if you haven't played Call of Duty you might not know this, but the way the subtitles work is, if you're a bad guy, or if you're the opposite team, your name appears in red in the subtitles, and if you're a good guy, you're on your team, they appear blue. And if you play as Crimson 1, the bad guys, Pantheon, in multiplayer of Black Ops 6, Adler's name appears blue when he speaks. If another person's using the Adler operator, it appears blue. I don't know if this is just a glitch for me, but I've noticed it on several occasions, and I thought I should probably mention it. So, go try it, see if it's the same for you. If not, then let me know in the comment section or something. But it really has been that for me. I'm not lying. I'll try and put an image on screen, but if I can't find one, I'm sorry. Anyway, moving forward, maybe that is a glitch, but I think it's a big piece of evidence. But if this is to work as a theory, it really does need to be a coherent story theory. So be it. So I'm gonna say right now that I need to make a coherent theory. So here it is. Here's my coherent theory, and it involves Belle potentially being Case and Harry Stone. So stay tuned for that. This theory basically goes that in Black Ops Cold War, obviously they found Belle on the tarmac and turned him into Belle in the using MK Ultra and all that. Now, obviously, for this theory to work, it would be that they turned him into Belle through MK Ultra in advanced technologies and applications, and used him as through that and developed him with the cradle. After this, he would have become a super soldier, because I think that it's not a coincidence that Harry Stone has got the same character model to Belle. I think it is a bit suspicious, but obviously they don't use the cradle on him, and then they turn him into a super soldier after Black Ops Cold War, after he shoots him, because if Adler really wanted Belle dead, he'd have left him under the rubble, not just suddenly, shot him. He at the end of the campaign, he literally does pick him out of rubble, so it doesn't really make any sense that he does that. But anyway, if that's the case, then he would have, in this theory, I suppose, he would have taken him back to advanced technologies and applications, used the cradle, and turned him into a super soldier. I think that he could have used Belle to infiltrate the communists, the Soviets, as a spy or something, as Harry Stone, and that would be the Operator you see in multiplayer. I think that makes sense. And also, then, in Panama, Adler is the mole in this theory, of course, because all I see in the campaign is that they're saying it's Adler, and the only person that really says no, that it's not Adler, is Adler. So, and we already know he can't be trusted. So it just seems a bit off. Also, the fact that he says Arctic Air and he's by cliffs in that ending scene, they're not in Solovetsky, so it'll be somewhere else. It could be the lab that in advanced technologies and applications. But anyway, he would then do that, and then we get to Black Ops 6. And in the opening of Black Ops 6, Adler is a quote-unquote rogue agent. They think he's a bad guy. Maybe he's working for Pantheon, but they don't really know. What's his face? Livingston doesn't really know about him. About Pantheon, I mean. So, Jane Harrow is in the end implied to be the mole, but they never actually explicitly say it, so take that how you will. But, yeah. You have Adler saying that he's not guilty, but maybe he is. And at the very first bit, he shoots Alawi, the guy that the CIA is trying to retrieve. And if Pantheon want him dead, it makes sense that he would shoot him, which he does. So I just think that works as a little bit of evidence. You might be thinking, yeah, but how come the Pantheon tried to kill him in that third mission of the campaign? And it's very simple, because if he was captured by the CIA, he knows way too much. They would want him dead. So maybe they go to kill him, but it doesn't end too well for them. And then we get to, throughout the campaign, we know he must have some connection with the Pantheon, because he worked in advanced technologies and applications in 1981, which, again, I reckon is when he tried to put Belle into what's-his-face. And then we get to the end of the campaign. It's not really made clear if Belle's dead or not, but Case is dead or not, sorry. Say he isn't, then it would make sense why Harry Stone was in the multiplayer, because it does seem a bit weird that they added him, being he's just a multiplayer operator from Cold War that didn't really do that much. So it would explain why they have him in the multiplayer. It would make sense as to why he's actually there, given that he doesn't actually play that much of a vital role. But then again, you never know. They could have just decided to add him, and this is all theory, but I think it makes a coherent story. It's also worth mentioning that Belle in canon is a white male, because in the bit with in the Cold War when he gets shot by Arash, you can see the muzzle flash. It sort of goes onto Belle, and you can see he's a white male. So I'll flash that on screen now, just so you can see what I'm talking about. This is a crazy theory, and it's probably not true because, you know, with the way the story goes, I feel like they would have done something, moved it forward, added that. But I think it's worth mentioning because I don't think any of this can go without saying. And especially the thing about the name, either that's a mad glitch or that is a crazy thing that I spotted, but, you know, maybe not. So yeah, that's my theory for today, I guess. Stay tuned for more story videos. I might have one just about Case and Bell and Stone and how that could be connected. But I think that maybe it works, especially with Russel Adler obviously not particularly being a good guy anyway, so you never know, he could be a bad guy. And I think he might be the mole. I don't really see how he couldn't be, and he might have killed Jane Harrow's parents. We don't really know that much about that. So I'll probably cover this in some future videos. But until then, stay tuned. I really hope you enjoyed today. Until next time, peace out.